Hello everybody, I'm the Monarch of Dragons, and welcome back to our BloodBorne Let's Play. In the last session of episodes, I got very salty, to say the least. Bird, I don't need! Died a bunch of times, even more than the first session. I died to things I shouldn't. I swear, I freaking hate the fact of how when I set down this controller, it just automatically shoots. So great. That's a great, fantastic warning to what's to come in this session. But anyway, a lot of stuff happened last time. I died to stuff I shouldn't have died to. Got very salty, angry. It was just a mess, honestly, but honestly kind of fun? I don't know, it's weird in that way. But anyway, we're going to be continuing off from where we left off last time. In Old Djura. And hopefully defeating that son of a gun known only as Djura. Because he is a very difficult NPC. Yep, didn't think so. Okay, so let's head back to Old Djura and see if we can get to him and actually not die. Ugh. Blades of Mercy, my main goal and objective in all of this. Okay, load screen, I get it. It's BloodBorne, also known as loading screen of the game. But anyway, I never thought about this, but oh, never mind. Oh gosh. Sorry if it doesn't seem like I have much interesting going on, or Englishing it up already. Fantastic. Sorry if it doesn't seem like I have much going on in the way of interesting stuff, but you know, with this kind of game, and especially at the time of day I'm doing this, is currently 9:30, which is weird since last few sessions I've been going up till like 12 a.m. and stuff, and I still was more active in terms of speaking than I am right now, which is weird. I don't know, I guess exhaustion, even though I've been doing much today. I've just basically been trying to get a bunch of footage from Free Ultimates because... Okay, so I might as well explain this. I know most people may have already forgotten about this already, but I'm currently working on a C-Day symbolism video. I've got the editing all kind of ready to go. Like, I'm actually working on it. Problem is, I need footage from Free Ultimates in the story mode of a specific point. And in order to get that footage, I need to, of course, be at that point. Which means I have to replay for the entirety of Free Ultimate's campaign mode again. Of course, this has also given me the opportunity to get footage of monsters in the game that I previously didn't have. So, like, if I need footage of, say, Bar-Off in a future video, then I don't have to go back to Free Ultimate later on to get that footage, because I've already gone through Free Ultimate's story campaign, and now that I have footage of Bar-Off, I don't need to worry about going back. But still doesn't destroy the fact that it's taking forever for me to simply reach the end of this whole grind fest of like going through the story mode and trying to just... Okay, Djura, I get it. It's just like, it takes forever to reach it. When you know you have to reach a certain point in a story mode and you have to play through it all just to get to that point, it goes by so slow. because you're looking for that specific point, yet it feels like it's going by a slog. And I was expecting on the first day of playing through it again to reach at least like Hunter rank or Village 2 in terms of... I was expecting to at least reach Hunter Village 2. I am Englishing it up. I was expecting to at least reach Village 2-star quests, or maybe even 3-star by the first day I was playing. Unfortunately, I forgot how frickin' long and tedious the opening to For You was. Just all those 1-star quests and having to collect all the things. I mean, it's not bad enough to a point where it ruins the experience for me, but looking back on it now, it's like, oh boy, Free Ultimates didn't start out the best in terms of getting the player hooked. I mean, you are sent in to exterminate whatever is causing the earthquakes, and all of a sudden, you're just doing fetch quests, such as for mushrooms, which I guess really doesn't help, like, a lot of people's impressions of the game. And honestly, fair enough, if, honestly, the first few impressions you get from a game are some of the most crucial, but honestly speaking, if you quit a...
I should think you still have dreams.
Oh, you have...
Well, the next time...
How does the Gatling gun
give some thought.
even reach me from there? Okay. But, like, if you quit playing Monster Hunter, if you quit out on a fantastic game in just from, like, the first boss and stuff, like... And, you know, I bet some people will say, oh, that's because Monster Hunter's crap design. Well, but it's just like any other game. You have to be dedicated enough to play through it, and if you aren't dedicated enough to get a full grasp of the game and what it's like, then you're just not willing to play it. It's like, I remember there was a while ago, or not, it wasn't recently, it was actually quite a long time ago. It was like, there was a review from, Yahtzee or whatever. I'm trying to remember that, the YouTuber channel's name, and stuff, but like, it's the one review channel that has like the simple animations and stuff, where it's like the yellow background and expresses its reviews and stuff through witty writing and using simplistic character designs to get across the point of what he's trying to say. It's that show, and I remember a long time ago that he did a review on Try or Free Ultimate, and that, well, let's just say it didn't go that well, and that he quitted at the first few hours into the game. And it's like, okay, fair enough. I can get if you're a standard gamer, like if you don't want to play a game anymore. I mean, trust me, my brother and sister haven't been able to get into Monster Hunter for the longest of times, and I'm hoping that World is able to give finally the chance for my sister and my brother, as well as a bunch of people who have never truly experienced Monster Hunter before, to experience it and witness such a fantastic game series that was hindered or just like felt weird to them. And you know, if you decide to exit out of a game from the first few hours of playing and just because you don't like it, that's fine. At least you tried it. But to me, it's a whole different story when you're a game reviewer or whatever, because technically speaking, isn't it your job to review the game properly? And theoretically, doesn't it make sense to be able to understand a game fully, all the mechanics that go into it and the game itself, if you played through it all? I mean, I'm not saying you have to do 100% and be dedicated to playing the game in its fullest, but at least finish like the story mode and stuff, so that way you have a good grasp on the game before you review it. Because otherwise, like with Yahtzee's review, if you just decide to do a review without playing for the main campaign and just only doing it and doing a review only after a few hours of playing and only after reaching the first boss, then I'm sorry, it's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a Monster fan, and as such, I'm biased that they should at least finish it before reviewing it, but honestly, I think I see it as more like common review standards. Like, if you're going to review a game or movie, it's at least good to finish it. Like if you're watching a movie, you don't just do a movie after like the first 10 minutes. You sit through it, even if it's a bad movie, and you review it once you're done. It's common review practice, honestly. Alrighty then. So now here's hoping I can climb up there and actually get to do what I need to. Because Djura is a son of a gun, let me tell you that. Alrighty then. So I've equipped a bunch of items before now, just in case, because I'll need all the help I can get. I mean, sure, I can use the cheap tactic and just use the tactic of I'm trying to find the words to it. I can just use the cheap tactic of, like, you know, using the charged axe swing, but honestly speaking, I don't have a charged axe, and I kind of want it to be a challenge. But watch as that's going to be my undoing, as I'm going to get rammed multiple times. I'm going to predict a lot of skipping. Yes! Oh jeez, why does this gun deal so much damage? It's annoying how much damage that does. Come on. Like, what kind of damage is that? It is insane!
Well, the next time you dream, give some thought.
Oh gosh, I can imagine we're gonna be in here for a long, long time. You know what, I'm not even gonna try and, defeat all the enemies one way there. I'm actually just going to rush to the boss and see how I can do. Which may be seen as a dumb decision, but whatever. Alrighty then. Round 3 in terms of trying Djura. Or 4? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can apply. Okay, let's try and throw in an oil, or, what? Let's actually try to, throw him off with the whip. Because it's a long-range weapon, so it should be effective.
I should think you still
Okay.
have dreams.
Okay, thanks.
Well, the next time you dream, give some thought.
He just immediately turned around, and, he just did that. Really? No! Is... What was that? Oh! I thought that was gonna take me like 10 more attempts or something. What? What just happened? Oh, yes, you see now, Mr. Djura. I have the high ground now. Just what? What? Okay, so let me get this straight. He was like about right here or whatever, and I actually tapped up on the D-pad, so that's why you can see me scrambling to try and heal. He was going in for the kill, and I think he like double dashed. Mario Kart double dash. He like double dashed, went over here, and then accidentally fell off the edge? Okay, sure. I'm not complaining. Makes a tough NPC easy. I thought I would have to resort to the, Oh yeah, don't worry. That will, we'll come back for that later. We just need to reload the area and come back here. But, I thought I would have to, like, I thought I was going to have to... I thought I was going to have to resort to the axe method and be cheap about it. But nope, the NPC just decides to get out of life just by committing seppuku, I guess. Okay, before anyone questions, yes, I get it. Seppuku is the, samurai self-suicide, where, you know, stab a sword for yourself. But still, same thing. Suicide. He just basically killed himself. He had nothing left to live for. I mean, did he think he was not going to win? Because he clearly had the upper hand. I mean, I was getting my rear end kicked. I even accidentally misclicked up on the D-pad, so he had it in the bag. But then he just decided, nah, I have something, I have a tactic greater than this. Stupefy. Just what even? And if I'm correct, this will now allow us to access the Grey Wolf armor, or cap and stuff, whatever. Grey Wolf attire? I mean, this is Fashion Souls after all. Oh, well, that's one target down in terms of what I wanted to do this session. I thought that was gonna be tougher. I mean, I'm not saying the fight was easy. Heck no it isn't, but
Welcome. What is
I thought it was going to take longer.
Very well. Let me.
That seriously caught me so off guard. Oh my gosh. Alright, so... 14, 12, 10. Don't really need a lot of strength. Try and go for more endurance, so that way I am able to attack more often, which will be especially helpful during the Blades of Mercy, and that's all.
Farewell, good hunter.
Yeah, may I find my worth in the waking world, whatever. Nope, I need to pick up the, thing he dropped. Alright. But now that we, for those of you wondering why I didn't react to his item floating in the air, it's because it's a common occurrence. All you need to simply do is, head back there, like head to the Hunter's Dream and go back there, and you're all good. Reduce stamina cost. That will be useful for Blades of Mercy. Alright. wonder if Gehrman's back here. Give accessories to Messenger and they will be adoring them. Black Messenger hat. That's actually kind of adorable. Oh yes, you see, these are my children. I raise them, well, every night and day. Your mother isn't normally home. I feed them soup most of the time. They're beautiful, aren't they? Why did I all of a sudden change the Felix voice to something that sounds more like Morgan Freeman? I don't know. Maybe it's just something that I inexplicably did. Oh, nope, never mind. His Grey Wolf armor is here. Attire of the retired hunter, Djura. This worn wolf cap was his trademark. Djura is known through his contact with the powder kegs, the heretics of the workshop. He is said to have been both. He is said to have been both uncommonly kind and dreadfully foolish. Djura felt defeated by the state of the old Arnhem and renounced Hunter's vows. So yeah, that's basically all the lore we need. If for those of you wondering what the lore behind the whole decision I was deciding on and why it was tough for me at first is because if you befriend Djura, you actually gain some new, like, let's see, passion. So more blood defense, more physical defense, less rapid poison, less frenzy resistance, increased priesthood, but less poison. I mean, we'll leave it like this for now, because the boss we have upcoming in this area is poison-based. So, we're going to need, good old Gascoigne's armor to have a better chance of surviving all that. So for those of you wondering, like, the whole story with Djura, basically all you need to know is that, oh wait, I can actually, because I believe that description is actually in the antidotes. Ah, voice crack. Yeah, so let's go check out the antidotes description. Antidotes. Oh gosh. Speaking of sickness, used to treat ashen blood, the baffling sickness that ravaged old Yharnam long ago. These tablets only provide short-term relief. The ashen blood ailment eventually triggered the spread of the beastly scourge. So basically what happened is that he's theorized, or even, I guess, told by, Djura, through his account, that, so basically, sickness was happening in Old Yharnam, the ashen blood, so to speak. And basically, the Healing Church decided to dispense these antidotes, and in an attempt to cure the baffling ashen blood ailments. But unfortunately, it actually sped up the beastly scourge, spreading it even further and causing the condition in Old Yharnam to get so bad that hunters were dispatched to deal with it and burn Old Yharnam to the ground, which is why you see in every single thing relating to fire that it some way or another relates to Old Yharnam, because it's a symbol of a hunt. It was used in Old Yharnam as to cleanse away everything. And I guess Djura eventually realized that, through his dialogue, he actually realized that though these may be beasts you're hunting, they're still people. In the end, they are still people, just in a different mindset, I guess. I mean, they don't look like human anymore, but they once were human, and to him, he still believes that they still are human to some degree. So, that's why he gives up his role of a hunter, and he resigns from hunting anymore and killing beasts, and he now is left alone on his clock tower, raining down fire upon anyone who enters Old Yharnam, which has long been desecrated and burned to the ground. So yeah, I guess I really didn't need to befriend him after all. Honestly speaking, I wanted to, because I'm kind of the person who doesn't like violence if there's always a peaceful option in a choice-based game. But honestly speaking, I don't want to wait till the end of the game just for a measly bit of info and for a gesture. Even then, if I wanted his armor and weapons, I would need to kill him either way, so what's the point? So in the end, it's a decision of whether or not you want to get the items earlier or not. I mean, I do have to admit, the Grey Wolf armor looks pretty sick. And, speaking of this, there's been more Monster World information and footage revealed due to Eric's Gaming and stuff, who actually was able to sit down and play through a decent chunk of Monster Hunter World, at least the low rank, and I just got pinned. I basically had the equivalent of rape. Okay, but yeah. Like, Eric's Gaming was actually able to play through a majority of low rank, even got to Zora Magdaros. I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but I did see his video about the armor, and let me just tell you, Tobi Kadachi's armor immediately reminds me of the Grey Wolf armor from BloodBorne. And it's kind of a hope of mine, but like, because of the Horizon Zero Dawn crossover skin and armor we have for World, I am hoping it's only natural that they have a BloodBorne kind of DLC armor. Like, how sick would that be? I mean, both games are about hunting monsters after all, and, you know, BloodBorne is a PlayStation 4 exclusive, so it makes sense to have a BloodBorne DLC armor for PlayStation users. I mean, I know people are going to be like, oh, but what about if people want it for Xbox and stuff? But I'm just saying, it would be fantastic to have a BloodBorne armor set. Like a BloodBorne armor of the Hunter and like maybe the, maybe Saw Spear, Axe Cleaver, who knows, maybe like a great sword style weapon. And to just be able to dress up as a hunter from BloodBorne in Monster Hunter. That would be so cool. I don't know, that's just a personal dream of mine, and if it is, like, if it does actually end up happening, I would be so happy. Of course, that's all personal dream of mine, so, you know. Here's hoping I don't get raped again. As long as the poison doesn't reach the full meter, we're good. Come here. I'm gonna whip you like the kinky little person I am. Or either that, or they are the kinky persons. Kinky little beasts, just coming up to me like, ooh, Hunter-san, let me whip me, please. Why the frick am I saying this? I don't know. I thought I smelled something. Right through the head. Stop hugging me, dear sir. I would call the police on you for harassment. Oh, blood echoes restored. I didn't even see the person who had my blood echoes, so I just killed them while they were invisible. The unknown enemy who never was. Okay, so let's go back to where Djura was and where the props were initially. And let's go back there and pick up his little item. Out of his house. Spirits, be gone from this house. Let's just head up there. Get the item that we weren't able to last time. Is it going to be all the way up here? If it isn't, then crap. No, it is. Alright. Powder Keg Hunter Badge. Let us read this. Badge crafted by the Powder Kegs, the heretics of the workshop. The Powder Kegs, an adoration of complex design and big booms, culminating in weapon designs that contrast with those traditionally of the workshop. The late Powder Kegs, bless their souls, had a motto: if a weapon ain't got kick, it just ain't worth it. Bad Powder Keg impression, but I don't care.